Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Cincinnati Reds vs. Chicago Cubs. The Reds tripped out of the gate in the second half but righted the ship enough to regain control of first place in the Central once again. Heading into Wednesday, they had gone 9-4 over their 13 prior games, scoring 6 or more runs in 6 of those games. Through 109 games they had plated 535 runs, the 4th most overall, and their 935 hits ranked 6th overall. Tyler Stevenson was hitting .310 over his last 10 games. The Reds catcher hit a 2-run homer in Tuesday night's loss, his first homer in 19 games. The last time they faced the Cubs, in May, Stevenson went 5 for 14 with 2 RBIs over 3 games. The Cubs are keeping relevant in the Central, continuing to put heat on the heels of Milwaukee and Cincinnati. Their 20-9 win on Tuesday was quite the statement and was their 5th double-digit run tally in the second half. The Chicago offense had 539 runs through 107 games, the 3rd most in the National League, and a slash line of .262/.334/.418. Cody Bellinger continues to launch baseballs into deep space, connecting for his 16th homer on Tuesday. Over his last 22 games, prior to Wednesday, he had hit .395 with 9 home runs, 24 RBIs and 20 runs scored. Belly is hitting .421 in 4 games against the Reds this season. The Reds have a 5-2 record against the Cubs this season, with 2 of those wins coming by just 1 run. Talon struggled against the Reds earlier this season, allowing 4 runs in a game that the Reds won 8-5. Talon's ERA has improved since then, but he has still struggled at Wrigley Field, where he has a 6.43 ERA and opponents have hit .317 with 9 home runs against him. The Reds' offense has been scoring plenty, and I think they will be able to get to Talon again. I recommend betting on the Reds with the money line. These two offenses just love to go off against each other. They've rung up 8 straight overs in their head-to-head meetings, and over the first 7 meetings this season they've averaged a combined 15 total runs per game. Both teams have also leaned heavily on the over when playing other opponents this season, with a combined 114 of their games hitting over the total this season. Neither starter has impressed this season and neither has thrown 90 innings on the year despite both starting 18 games. Talon gave up 4 in 4.2 innings against the Reds back in May. Heading into Wednesday night, the Cubs had hit the over in 27 of their last 42 games, per covers.com. Take over 10 runs. Seattle Mariners vs. Los Angeles Angels. Seattle likely won't be in the playoffs this season, as before their final game against Boston, the Mariners are 3.5 games out of the final spot. This season, Seattle has struggled offensively as they slash .234/.313/.398, which ranks 26th, 23rd, and 22nd in the majors. On the road, the Mariners are slashing .238/.312/.402, while in 6 games against the Angels, Seattle slashes .268/.352/.459. Los Angeles is also out of a playoff spot but decided to be buyers, as this could be the last 2 months of Ohtani as an Angel. On Thursday, Shohei Ohtani is set to start, who is 9-5 with a 3.43 ERA, and in his last 7 starts, he's 4-3 with a 3.63 ERA. At home this year, the right-hander is 5-2 with a 3.15 ERA in 11 starts this season. As a pitching staff, the Angels have a team ERA of 4.35, which ranks 19th. I love the Angels in this spot even though Los Angeles has to travel back to the West Coast after their afternoon game against Atlanta on Wednesday. Bryan Woo has been hit hard at times and the Angels' offense has been one of the lone bright spots for them. Ohtani, meanwhile, is dominant on the mound and I do expect him to be able to carve through this Mariners lineup that has struggled to hit. LA is also solid at home as the Angels are 29-23 at home while Seattle is 25-26 on the road. Los Angeles has the better pitcher and offense and taking a stab at the -1.5 also isn't a bad play. Take the Angels ML. With Ohtani on the mound and the way the Mariners lineup has been, I like the under in this matchup. Although the Angels do have a good lineup and Woo has struggled at times, this season, Los Angeles is 51-50-7 in hitting the under and at home is 28-23-1 in hitting the under as it is harder to get runs at home. Seattle, meanwhile, is 52-53-2 in hitting the under but on the road is 28-23. Ohtani is also allowing just 2.6 runs per start over his last 10 and he has been pitching against better offenses than Seattle's. Take the under here. Oakland Athletics vs Los Angeles Dodgers. The Oakland offense wasn't able to get much going, but they made their 6 hits count as 3 resulted in home runs. Both Brent Rooker and Jordan Diaz hit solo shots in the 7th, with Zach Geloff adding his in the 6th. Geloff was the lone Athletic to log multiple hits at the plate. Ken Waldichuk got the start, and over 3.2 innings he gave up 4 runs and struck out 5. LHP JP Sears is set to take the mound for his 13th road start of the season. The 27-year-old enters this contest with a 2-7 record and a 4.09 ERA. He threw well during the month of July as he finished with his second-best monthly ERA and opponent batting average. On the road this season, ball command has been an issue. He's posting his highest walk rate on the road, but he's also holding foes to just .214 in the box. Walks have continued to be a problem during night games. What's more, Spears has allowed his highest run rate both during night games and on the road this season. He'll look to lean on his strong recent performance to overcome his previous road woes. The Athletics enter this contest with a run differential of -259, which is the widest margin in the league. The A's also post the league worst in terms of runs per game and batting average. What's more, Oakland has posted their softest batting average when hitting on the road this season. That being said, Oakland has found more success when they've taken to the plate at night. The A's offense did take a turn for the better in July, as they finished with a monthly high in batting average, along with a high reading in extra base hits. This is of particular note as the A's have found themselves clinging to the league lows in regard to hits for extra bases. This could bolster the offense further as Oakland has remained around the top 10 in terms of driving runners home. However, they continue to struggle at the plate and their bottom 5 strikeout rate hasn't done them any favors. They'll look to keep the bats hot in the series close. Lance Lynn got his first start in a Dodger uniform, and while he struck out 7 in 7 innings, he surrendered 3 runs. James Outman was hit by a pitch in the 4th, which led to the first run for the Dodgers. Outman earned another RBI in the 7th when he was walked yet again. Mookie Betts added a solo homer in the 7th. Freddie Freeman finished 3-4 at the plate. LHP Julio Urias is set to take the mound for his 8th home start of the season. He enters this contest with a record of 7-6 and an ERA of 4.98. He's thrown his strongest at home as he holds an ERA of 2.47. What's more, he's exhibited great ball command. In his 43.2 home innings, Urias has walked just 5 batters while retiring 45. While his walk rate has ticked up under the lights, Urias has still demonstrated a high K rate and has surrendered just 7 homers in 49 innings. While he was pretty erratic during the month of July, posting a monthly ERA high, Urias gave up just 2 home runs and maintained his strong K rate as he retired 24 batters over 5 games. The Dodgers enter this contest with a run differential of +92, which places them at 4th in the league. While the Dodgers sit 18th in overall batting average, they've climbed within the top 3 in terms of runs scored per game. The amount of runs has been bolstered by the second-ranked home run rate the Dodgers offense has exhibited, but it has also been aided by the top-ranked walk rate and hits for extra bases. The Dodgers have hit right around season average at home, but they've seen the ball a bit better when hitting under the lights. Along with the high batting average during night games, the Dodgers have also amassed over 2/3 of their total home runs in that setting. While the Dodgers sit in the bottom half of the league in strikeout rate, they finished July with their strongest monthly batting average. While the home runs and extra base hits didn't come at the same rate as they have earlier this season, the Dodgers should be pleased with their higher success in the box. Even with Lynn giving up 3 homers in Game 1, the Dodgers still managed to win by a fair margin. They now have the wind at their backs with Ace Urias throwing his strongest at home this season. Urias has had ball command issues at night, but he still maintained a strong K rate. Likewise, Spears has struggled on the mound in terms of walks allowed, both on the road and at night. He'll face the league's best walks received team, and even with the stronger batting of late for the A's, they've struggled on the road all season. Take the Dodgers with the run line. Our team pick is Los Angeles minus 1.5 runs. Game 1 featured a 13-hit 11-run game as both offenses were able to find ways to generate runs. The A's have been able to hit for extra bases at a higher rate recently, and they have been able to drive home runners in position well this season. The Dodgers finished July with a monthly high batting average, and as noted, Spears has demonstrated ball control issues. Los Angeles has also garnered most of their homers at night this season, while Oakland finished July with their second-best monthly home run posting. That strong hitting continued for the A's in Game 1. Expect to see more success at the plate here. Take the over 8.5 runs.